If you are confused or uncertain about how to process the new Queensland Statutory Declaration Form 1 version 2, you are certainly not alone. The redesigned version of this form, introduced in April 2022, transformed a simple one-page form into a complicated 7-page booklet. Declarants and witnesses have each struggled to understand exactly what should be inserted where, what needs to be retained, and what can be discarded. The purpose of this video is to answer those questions. Let's look at the total form. This is the cover page. The first opening contains pages 1 and 2. Second opening of the booklet, pages 3 and 4. And the third opening, pages 5 and 6. We'll now look at each page separately. The cover page contains introductory notes about the form, the declarant's obligations, and the various terms used. There's no variable information. This page does not need to be retained as part of the completed document. However, the pre-printed booklet version of this form will have page 1 on the reverse side. Now, page 1 contains the declarant's information, and that means a cover page cannot be discarded in those circumstances. Page 1 looks like this. When it's completed by the declarant, it should look something like this. If the declarant has not Z'd out any blank space at the end of their statement, the witness should handle this in their usual manner. Page 2 comprises 6 parts labelled A to F in this image. Part A is a shaded box containing the declarant's declaration of truth and a statement of understanding of the implications of making a false declaration. Part B is a series of statements about electronic witnessing. If the declaration is being witnessed electronically by what's called a special witness, these statements must be retained. Perhaps the special witness will reinforce this by ticking and initialing each of these statements. However, if the declaration is being made and witnessed in a physical, hard copy manner, these statements do not apply and must be crossed out by either the declarant or the witness. Part C is for the declarant to complete. The witness should ensure that all elements of this part are completed. If the declarant signs themselves, it will look like this. Note the term substitute signatory is crossed out. If the declarant instructs somebody else to sign on their behalf, it will look like this, and note the term declarant is crossed out. Part D relates to a substitute signatory. If there is no substitute, it should be crossed out. If a substitute signed for the declarant, their name should be inserted here. Part E is for the witness to complete, and after completion, it will look something like this. I'm sure you're familiar with this sort of a process. Part F is about the witness's employer, and it's only relevant if the document is witnessed in the workplace. Otherwise, it can be crossed out. Perhaps the JP branch or QJA address stamp could be inserted here, but that's totally optional. At the end of the day, page 2 might look something like this when it's completed by all parties. Moving along to page 3. Page 3 comprises 3 parts labelled A, B, and C. Part A is for the special witness statements. If the declaration is witnessed electronically, these checkboxes should be marked, and this page should be must be retained with the completed declaration. If it's witnessed physically and page 3 forms part of the completed document, this part should be crossed out something like this. Part B is headed Important Note and asks the declarant to complete the page 4 checklist. However, the heading of page 4 reveals non-completion will not invalidate the document. In other words, page 4 is optional. It does not need to be completed. Part C of page 3 contains footnotes to pages 1 and 2. It does not need to be retained with the completed document. Page 4 has 3 sections. We've already spoken about section A, which is the heading. Let's move along to part B, which is the declarant's statement. If the declarant opts to complete it, and remember it is optional, this might look like where the declaration signs the hard copy form. Where a substitute signs for the declarant in a hard copy form, it will look like that. Where the declaration is made electronically, it will look something like that. Part C is the witness checklist. This need be completed only if the declarant opts to complete the section above, Part B. So this is what it might look like where the witnessing process is physical. Paper, paper, paper. Where the witnessing process is electronic, the electronic box is checked. Note in both cases, the bottom section is crossed out. It would need to be completed only where a substitute signature is involved. Otherwise, it should be crossed out. Page 5 contains notes about terms witness and substitute witness, special witness. This page may be discarded. Similarly, page 6 contains notes about the substitute signatory. It also can be discarded as part of the final document. So, in the end, a completed document in 99% of cases will look something like this, simply page 1 and page 2. As the declaration statement and the jurat are now on separate pages, which could be separated, best practice might be for both the declarant and the witness to initial the bottom of page 1 like this. Okay, that's it, folks. If there's any questions, please contact QJA. Otherwise, goodbye for now.